What's up, guys? This is Ofo, and this is my second take at this. Now, my goal for this is to keep it fairly concise because my last video was 16 minutes, and I honestly don't think many people will stick around for that 16-minute duration. If this isn't faster, I'll probably just keep the other one, but hopefully that won't come to that. So, just quickly, this is going to be a new series I do, hopefully, where I pretty much break down my teams I use in my videos and explain what the individual Pokemon, what roles they play, and what was I thinking when I made this team, and ultimately I hope to appraise it at the end of the video and find out, you know, whether it's a really good team to use or if it's not too good, or you know, the success I've had, all that jazz. But just to get right into it, because I want to keep this short, my first Pokemon on this team is Yanmega. Now, I've always wanted to use a Specs Yanmega for this team, so I decided to base the entire rest of my team around this Pokemon. Like I say, if you're making a Pokemon team, I always recommend you do that because it gives you a starting place, and it usually yields more balanced teams. So, this Pokemon is really, really good. As you guys probably know, it gets the ability Speed Boost, and what Speed Boost allows you to do is at the end of every turn, it gets +1 speed. Without having to do anything, end of the turn, +1 speed. So with Specs, if given a few turns, it will be at +2, +3 speed, and have a choice Specs, which puts that +2 special attack, obviously. So, with a modest nature, 364 special attack, it will pretty much wreck if you get rid of the enemy's team's bug resistances. And I have Darmanitan for that, but okay, so I'll cover that later. Just quickly to cover its moves, I have Bug Buzz as a really powerful stab, Air Slash as another powerful stab, you know, fighting types, just as a dual stab. Giga Drain in case, you know, that allows me to regain some of my health. I have not used this move since I started using Yanmega, but it's a potentially there, you know, just in case. And Ancient Power is there to, hits bug and flying types that might come in to resist Bug Buzz. I haven't used that either, but it also has added bonus of potentially raising Yanmega stats even more. Although Ancient Power is not the best sweeping move because it does have a fairly low base power and it's not stab, so that's mainly coverage. So the next Pokemon is Claydol, and the reason I picked Claydol is, of course, the one disadvantage of Yanmega is that it is 4 times weak to Stealth Rocks, which means when it comes into Stealth Rocks, it automatically goes down to 50% HP. Now, obviously, this really cripples it, and especially with how common Stealth Rocks are, you're gonna need a Rapid Spinner if you want to use Yanmega, which I recommend you guys do. It's a great Pokemon Specs. So, I chose Claydol because I kind of wanted to kill 2 birds with 1 stone in a Pokemon and make my Stealth Rocker also my Rapid Spinner. So what really fit the bill best is Claydol because it does have some really good, especially, well, just defensive stats in general. Even though I didn't make him special defensive, you could make him defensive as well because it has pretty good defense as well as special defense. So obviously, I gave it leftovers for that passive recovery. I don't have any other, I don't have a recovery move. I don't have rest or protect on this guy, so I'm going to want leftovers. Well, not really protect. Protect would only really matter if you did have leftovers, but whatever. So, then for my other 2 moves, I decided to just go with a dual stab, Ground Psychic. It's a pretty cool stab. I wanted to take advantage of it, and also I wanted Claydol to be a little bit, to have some damaging potential, so you know it can actually do damage to Pokemon. So I gave it put 96 EVs in special attack to boost its special attack to 200, put 156 in special defense, and put 252 in hit points. You know, just to give it that bulk. So that's Claydol. As you will see, this team is probably a little bit more offensive than some of my other ones. I mean, all of them are relatively offensive, but this one is very, very offensive because even the walls have some attacking ability like Tangrowth. Now, Tangrowth is a very, very good defensive Pokemon because it has some crazy defense and some really good hit points. So if you invest in those 2, it can become a very, very vicious defensive wall. But I do see some Tangrills using Power Whip over Giga Drain as a special stab, and I don't really understand this. Obviously, Power Whip has a higher base power, but Tangrill's special attack is by default higher, and also Giga Drain obviously restores your health, which is really, really nice. And with Leech Seed and Giga Drain, the combo, you're going to be recovering most of your health while still hurting the enemy Pokemon. So really, Tangrowth uses a war of attrition to get kills. So its ability is Regenerator, which is a really annoying ability, but it is released. So and it's the best ability, so I do use it. Sleep Powder, obviously, a sleep-inducing move is very helpful because it just pretty much takes one of the Pokemon right out of the game, especially because Sleep turns reset in 5th gen. And finally, so I guess, finally, it's probably the most controversial move in the set is Sludge Bomb. Now, a lot of guys would probably use Hidden Power Fire, that hits Steel types and Grass types. Grass types obviously need to be counted because Giga Drain and Leech Seed, well, Giga Drain's resisted, Leech Seed is immune. So you really need a way to counter Grass types. And finally, Steel types, because Steel types resist Grass. The reason I run Sludge Bomb over Hidden Power Fire is because not only does it also fulfill the crucial role of countering Grass types, but it's neutral to Fire. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed this yet, but my team is pretty weak to Fire. That is a main problem with it. If there was one criticism, it'd be it is weak to Fire. Its only the only fire resist in my team is Domanitan, and the Domanitan has pretty weak defenses, so it's not going to be taking a lot of hits, even if it is resisted. So, even though Tangrowth is weak to fire, it can take most physical fire attacks, save like a V-Crate from Victini, because of its massive defense. So I want to be able to have the option to stay in against a fire type and do a decent amount of damage with Sludge Bomb to at least wither it down to the point where I can, revenge kill it. And I did put special attack investment in this because that increases the amount of damage Giga Drain does, and obviously also increases the amount of HP I restore from Giga Drain, and also increases Sludge Bomb's power. Another reason I chose Sludge Bomb is because it obviously has a higher base power, but the only problem is that I am completely walled by Steel types, because Giga Drain is resisted, and Sludge Bomb is immune, but I feel like Steel types tend to be a lot less threatening than Fire types to my team, so I'd much rather, switch in on a Steel type Pokemon than a Fire type. To speed through the rest of my Pokemon, Cobalion serves as my physical sweeper. I decided to make a substitute boosting set, so I use Substitute, Swords Dance, Sacred Sword, and Stone Edge. Max attack, max speed, and then the rest I just put in HP. And obviously, those EVs are pretty self-explanatory. So I also use leftovers because whenever I'm using substitute, I like leftovers to at least get some passive recovery, because obviously you are taking away your own health. So it's nice to at least get a little bit of that back. So for my attacking moves, I have Sacred Sword, which is a pretty good move. The other option is Close Combat, but I don't like Close Combat lowering my defenses. And I also like how Sacred Sword ignores defensive stat boosts from the enemy Pokemon, which would mean if I get in a situation where the other Pokemon is trying to boost its defense, and I can freely boost my attack and not worry about it being able to wall me. So that's pretty cool. Obviously Close Combat is more powerful, so that is an advantage, but overall I prefer Sacred Sword. Now for the last slot, you have two options, Iron Head or Stone Edge. I always recommend Stone Edge because obviously it hits fire types that might come in, and like I said, my team needs to have some way of countering fire types, because it's pretty weak to it. So I want to be able to hit fire types, as well as I need a way to counter flying types who resist both steel and fighting. So I want to be able to hit those guys. So that's it for Cobalion. Pretty good Pokemon. So finally, Raikou. Well, not finally, I still have Domanitan, but Raikou serves as a special sweeper. And this Raikou is probably the MVP of my team overall so far, because it sweeps so often. I have max speed, max special attack, and the rest in HP. I have pressure because that's the only released ability it has. And this is a substitute Calm Mind set with Thunderbolt and Hidden Power Ice. Thunderbolt obviously is a stab, Hidden Power Ice to hit ground types that obviously come in to resist or to be immune to electric for my electric stab Thunderbolt. Substitute and Calm Mind really work because I can boost my special defense to the point where I can take a special attack from my opponent will not break my sub. Then I can take him out with my boosted special attack as well, because Calm Mind boosts special attack and special defense. And then come out of the engagement with a sub and boosted special attack. So that's really nice, because it is already pretty specially bulky with 236 special defense and 322 hit points. Obviously, it's not the best special defense, but it's decent, especially once you start boosting it. Leftovers, for the same reason of Cobalion having leftovers, I want to have that passive recovery, especially, Jesus, this is a long video, losing my voice, especially because it boosts defenses, so it really has the potential to, sweep, so I really want leftovers recovery. Finally, I have Domanitan. Domanitan serves as a revenge killer, and obviously really fast Scuff Pokemon. I recommend every team have a Scuff Pokemon to hopefully outspeed some sweepers, and it can save your ass sometimes. The reason I picked Domanitan is because I wanted something to resist fire, even if it isn't, it doesn't have the best defense. At least I can come into a fire move, take one, and then hopefully if they stay in, outspeed because I'm Scuffed and take him out with Stone Edge. Because Domanitan is a huge offensive force. It does so much damage with Flare Blitz and 379 attack and sheer force. It does so much damage. So, obviously, to quickly, Superpower, Stone Edge, and Flare Blitz for coverage, Flare Blitz for stab, not coverage, but the other two for coverage, and U-turn in case I feel lucky and I want to predict my opponent to do something. So that's my team. To quickly appraise it, I think its main problem, like I've mentioned a few times, it's fire weakness. If you wanted to adjust this team slightly, maybe probably the most logical would be to replace Tangrowth with a bulky fire resist, because that would definitely counter that. And I might be doing that, but I kind of have love for Tangrowth because this Pokemon has been really doing some work. But other than that, it's a very, very good team. All these Pokemon have swept at some point. Yes, that includes Claydol. And Tangrowth, they have both swept the enemy team. Like I said, it's an offensive team. Well, Domanitan probably hasn't swept, but it's definitely has its role. It's a more offensive team, but it's really fun to use. It's a strong team, and I guess if you want to use it, just hope you don't run into a bunch of fire types or a sun team. That would be pretty bad too. But that's it, guys. If you want to use this team, that's fine. It would be nice if you post on YouTube and you're using this team to maybe give me credit, but again, that's your choice. I'm not going to get mad at you if you don't. I probably won't find out anyway. But yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoy, and tell me if you want to see more of these, because it's pretty fun to make, and I think it might help you guys with team building. But that's it. Hope you guys enjoy. See you guys later. Bye.